Hello and thank you for joining us on CoreTV News at 7. I am Ebunlomo Oguntoye. Suicide bombers early Saturday morning detonated bombs at two separate locations in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital. According to the reports, the first one occurred around the office of the DSS in Maiduguri, an area just few meters to the popular Borno Express bus terminal. According to eyewitnesses, the suicide bomber rode in a tricycle as a passenger and defused the bomb. Casualty figure is still unknown, but security forces have cordoned off the area. The second explosion was said to have gone off by PHCN office near another bus terminal, Adamawa Sunshine Express, around the Monday market. Details of the casualty could not be ascertained. There are indications that military checkpoints might return to major highways in and around the Federal Capital Territory. This follows the sighting of truckloads of soldiers at the Yaya-Maraba axis of the Kefi-Abuja Highway on Friday afternoon. The police, who a few days ago took over checkpoints in Abuja, have however been carrying out the usual stop-and-search operations on the highways. Pius Samuel reports that traffic was still light as the military and the police were putting final touches to what appears to be preparation for a handover.
It is only a few weeks after military checkpoints were dismantled and soldiers ordered out of highways across the country. Residents of some of the areas which hitherto had military presence say the presidential order brought succor to the heavy traffic lockdown usually experienced along the expressway. Before now, they spend hours on their way to work, but now they leave home as they wish and still get to their destination on time. Felicia is on her way out at 11:57 a.m. and she told CoreTV why she is leaving home at the time.
When you wake up 7 o'clock, before you get to work, it will be 9:30, 10 o'clock. But now, at least 30 minutes on the road or 20 minutes, I think it's better now.
For many commercial motorcyclists, the decision to dismantle checkpoints is a good one. They clearly don't want the military back on the road because of the effect on their operations.
Now they make money past the more than that. Sometimes they stop us. Sometimes they will allow us pass myself. No, come back.
Before now, road safety personnel do assist in ensuring that motorists adhere to traffic rules despite the military roadblock. Now that the roads are free, these men are more relaxed on the highway. There is no doubt that motorists and commuters are happy that they can move in and out of the city center without much stress. But in the midst of renewed Boko Haram activities, it appears like the soldiers are bracing to return to their previous positions. CoreTV News crew sighted these trucks loaded with soldiers and road barricades near what used to be a military checkpoint on the Kefi-Abuja Highway. The trucks headed straight for the spot, which is now occupied by policemen, and it looks like the soldiers are ready to take over. And as soon as the military personnel showed up, the traffic logjam started to build up. On sighting the military trucks, some road users share their views on the development. Some say the soldiers should not be allowed to come back, while others say it's only the military that can contain Boko Haram.
As regards to the military being back on the checking point, I don't like it. Reason being that it poses more risk to us staying here, because most times I imagine when the hold up is that much and there happens to be a sudden alarm, it won't be easy on people here. And the people here are suffering a lot. And based on the way they are suffering, and for them to come back again, why they are absent for some time now has eased up the people's pain and misery within the neighborhood. For them to come back, I don't think is the right direction by the government, allowing them to come back.
It was very free, but when the army, the police came to the road, I saw that the hold-up is a bit building up. Like, for the sake of those who are going to work in the morning, they can actually open the road for the sake of those who are going to the work in the morning. Then after everything, they can start their checkpoint. That is what I feel about the route for now.
For now, Nigerians are only hopeful that government will take the issue of security more seriously. With the removal of the military checkpoints around Maraba-Yanya Expressway, commuters and people that live around this axis have a cause to smile because the roads are now free. But as the police take charge of manning the highways, Nigerians are only hopeful that the police will live up to expectations in protecting the lives and properties of the citizenry in the face of daunting security threats posed by Boko Haram sect. Pius Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
President Muhammadu Buhari will only receive 50% of the salary paid to his predecessor. The president's decision to take a 50% pay cut was conveyed to the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation by the Permanent Secretary of the State House, Nebulisa Imodi. The current annual remuneration of the President of Nigeria, as published by the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission, is 14,058,820 naira. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has similarly given up half of his official remuneration. You're watching the Core TV News at 7. We'll take a short break and return with more reports. Stay.
Is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. It is the month where the Holy Quran was first sent down to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. During this month, Muslims all around the world must fast. They do not eat or drink between sunrise and sunset, and it is obligatory on all Muslims if they are physically and mentally sound, except for the traveler, elderly, pregnant, menstruating, or chronically ill. Whoever cannot fast, it is their duty to feed the poor if they have the financial ability. It is not only abstinence from food and drink, but also a test for patience in refraining from evil actions, thoughts, and words. It is a test to demonstrate submission to Allah, God, and a way to keep the mind and body focused on good deeds and attaining self-discipline. At night, Muslims perform extra prayers in addition to the 5 daily prescribed prayers. It is also a requirement that Muslims give charity to the poor by the end of Ramadan. The rewards for good actions are multiplied in this month, and this is why it is encouraged to reassess our actions, make beneficial use of our time, do extra prayers, read the Quran, and ask for forgiveness so that we may attain paradise through Allah's mercy, insha'Allah.
Many thanks for being there with us, and for more on Core TV News, you can visit our social media platforms on Facebook, facebook.com/Core TV, leave a space the news, at Core TV News NG. Videos on YouTube, youtube.com/Core TV, leave a space the news. The Legal Practitioners Privileges Committee has conferred the award of Senior Advocate of Nigeria on 21 lawyers out of 124 that applied. The Chief Registrar of the Supreme Court, Ahmed Gambo, announced the names of the awardees at a news conference in Abuja. He said out of the 121 applications received, 18 were selected under the category of advocate, while 3 were selected from the academic category. The new SANs will be sworn in on September 21 by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Mahmood Mohammed.
Esquire, Benson Spolu Nwanko Esquire, Joseph Sunday Bamiboye Esquire, Patrick Ocheja Okolo Esquire, Professor Maxwell Gidado Esquire, Aderebe Adedeji Esquire, Emmanuel Chinwe Aguma Esquire, Dr. Muiz Adeyemi Banire Esquire, Emeka Benson Etiaba Esquire, Abimbola Ibironke Akerodu Esquire, Olumiyiwa Akimboro Esquire, Godi Uche Esquire, Okechiku Valentine Obi Esquire, Kainde Kolawale Elijah Esquire, Professor Mol Apol Oborimegde Odorimbe Esquire, Dr. Oladipo Olumide Olanipeku Esquire. These are the list of the successful applicants for the year 2015. The swearing in of the newly appointed Senior Advocate of Nigeria will take place on the 21st day of September 2015 at a special court session to mark the beginning of 2015-2016 legal year of the Supreme Court.
A federal high court in Abuja has granted former Adamawa State's Governor Murtala Nyako and his son Abdulaziz Nyako bail in the sum of 350 million naira each. It also adjourns the case till September 30, October 22 and 23 for trial. Delivering ruling on the bail application, Justice Evochukwu ordered the accused persons to produce two sureties each with a landed property in Abuja. The court further said that in the alternative, the ex-governor and other accused persons can provide one surety each who is the director in any federal government establishment and has a landed property within the court's jurisdiction.
The ex-governor Nyako, his son and other accused persons walked out of court after their bail appeal was granted. But they are to appear at the Federal High Court in Abuja on the next adjourned date to face charges leveled against them by the EFCC. Before Justice Chukwu granted the accused bail, the prosecution counsel, Rotimi Jacobs, had opposed the application on the grounds that the accused persons will jump bail.
Grant or refusal of bail is purely at the discretion of the judge. So, and one case cannot be an authority for the other. So, once it's at the discretion of the court, the prosecution and parties are bound by that discretion. So, that is the way His Lordship sees it, and we are bound by it. Yes. Well, what is important is for them to be around, to face their trial. Once they are around, there is no problem.
Do you have the conviction that they will be around?
Well, we have laid the file before the court, but in His Lordship wisdom, he said they will be around.
Nyako's lawyer, Kanu Agabi, assured the court that the accused will not jump, as he pleaded the court to grant them bail on liberal terms. Justice Chukwu granted his wish and admitted each of the accused persons' bail in the sum of 350 million naira. At the end of the hearing, the defense counsel was not prepared to speak. Nyako too declined comments, even though he muttered a few words.
Free on bail.
Confirm. Thank you.
Justice Chukwu was silent on where the ex-governor and his fellow accused persons will be remanded, pending when they will meet their bail conditions. However, the accused persons were taken away by the EFCC officials at the end of the ruling.
The Kwara State government is set to partner with National Health Insurance Scheme in ensuring that the state's run community health insurance scheme hits 1 million enrollments by the year 2019. The state governor, Abdul Fattah Ahmed, gave this indication when the leadership of the National Health Insurance Scheme paid him a courtesy visit at the government house. Rashid has more.
Governor Ahmed, speaking, says the state is ready to team up with health insurance scheme in driving universal health coverage throughout health insurance sector as a model for the country. Governor Ahmed also identified poor database system management as hindrance to planning in all sectors, particularly in qualitative healthcare delivery, stressing the need for Nigeria to employ pragmatic approach to planning and data collection strategies in order to create a realizable impact in the country's health sector.
Impact on its productivity levels, it must take the issue of health very seriously. And I agree with him totally that there is so much lip service on healthcare delivery system in Nigeria. We hear all sorts of slogans here and there. Free healthcare for this, free healthcare for that. Well, in true sense, the policies which have largely been on lip service have not been supported with the desirable levels of input from the various stakeholders, so that the impact has not been felt in truly seeing our health care service delivery, getting us to desirable levels. This is a very welcome development for us, and we'll be very, very receptive in putting our heads together to ensuring that what can be done to improve accessibility to our people, whatever requires to be done, will be supported by the state government in improving accessibility to the good people of Kwara State.
The acting executive secretary of NHIS, Femi Akingbade, said the fact that the state has a structured scheme on ground makes it expedient for the NHIS to flag off its primary school health insurance pilot scheme in the state. The executive secretary said NHIS is also willing to partner with the Kwara State government in ensuring that the community healthcare delivery enjoys sustainable flow of funding, especially as the present funding partners will not fund the scheme in perpetuity.
We are bringing to the state today what we call the state-supported social health insurance program. With the state-supported social health insurance program, we are trying to allay the fears of the states that you don't need to bring your money to the center. What we are looking out for is health coverage for all Nigerians, and thereby we are asking the states to set up their own agencies, to run their own health programs, to develop their own packages, because they know the peculiarities of the people of their states and also the needs of the people of their states. What NHIS will come up for, one, is to be able to join the states in crafting a technical path for the state to be able to implement this state-supported social health insurance program.
National health insurance scheme may not be new in Nigeria, but its coverage is what Nigerians are saying should be extended to all and sundry. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ilorin.
And now outside Nigeria, at least 6 people have been killed and 11 others wounded after a series of attacks in southern Thailand's border region with Malaysia. The dead included 3 women who were killed when a motorcycle bomb exploded late Friday night near a karaoke bar in the border town of Padang Besar. According to police official Niam Dumlaiyad, 3 other people were hurt and the explosion damaged the bar, nearby houses, cars and motorcycles. More than 5,000 people in Thailand's southernmost provinces have been killed since a separatist uprising erupted in 2004 in the largely Malay Muslim south. The fighters have not issued specific demands but are generally believed to be fighting for an independent state. Thai border towns have a reputation for nightlife, and the attacks came during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. Police Colonel Kongad Suwanakam said attackers suspected to be separatists also threw giant firecrackers at restaurants and set fire to 2 other shops in Songhai Kolok, leaving 8 people wounded. Eurozone finance chiefs are gathering in Brussels for a meeting that could decide whether new Greek proposals are sufficient to secure a third bailout and prevent a possible Eurozone exit. Greece's parliament overnight backed Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras' new package, but it faced anger from some in his own party for proposing measures that were rejected in a referendum last Sunday. Greece's creditors gave an initially positive reaction to the plans, but a bailout agreement is far from certain. And that's it on the news for this hour. Do join us again 9:45 for the primetime news. Thank you for watching. I am Ibrahim Okutoye.